The field does not respond to erratic bursts. It calculates the cumulative pressure of a steady signal. The persistent terminal overrides the system's ambient inertia. Analyze the duty cycle. He spake a parable unto them to this end, that men are always to pray and not to faint or drop the line, maintaining a continuous uninterrupted transmission of intent into the underlying architecture of the design, saying there was in a city a judge which feared not God, neither regarded man, a neutral cold systemic gate, operating as a high resistance firewall, completely indifferent to the emotional complaints of the local state. And there was a widow in that city, and she came unto him saying, avenge me of mine adversary, demanding a shift, requesting a legal structural correction to clear the internal friction and resolve the environmental rift. And he would not for a while look at the initial baseline resistance running inside the material processing zone. The system ignores the initial input, testing the signal to noise ratio of the terminal's transmission tone. If the node drops the broadcast after a few erratic cycles, the system logs the intent as transient background noise, purging the request from the buffer because the hardware failed to maintain its operational percussive poise. But afterward he said within himself, though I fear not God nor regard man, running my neutral processing script, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. The resistance is flipped. Look at the physics of the collapse. The judge isn't moved by an emotional pity or a sudden moral awakening code. The sheer relentless repetition of the data packet forces the gate to execute the command along the road. Her continual coming is a high-duty cycle transmission, a steady application of voltage that saturates the buffer space, overwhelming the system's inherent inertia until the logic gates are forced to adjust the parameters of the place. This is the math of persistence. You don't change the mind of the absolute source through a desperate panic plea. You establish a consistent, unwavering configuration of intent that the local matrix must eventually manifest and see. If the terminal maintains its frequency without phase deviation, refusing to vibrate at the rate of doubt or delay, the surrounding field is mechanically compelled to realign its structure and clear the obstruction out of the way. And the Lord said, hear what the unjust judge saith, analyze the mechanics of a high resistance terminal run. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear along with them until it's done? I tell you that he will avenge them, speedily executing the systemic correction. The microsecond the signal is mature, when the cumulative pressure of the transmission reaches the exact mathematical threshold required to make it secure. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Will he find a single uncompromised terminal frame capable of holding its frequency steady through the long delay cycles without collapsing back into the matrix game? Faith is not a passive waiting, it is the active continuous broadcasting of your original blueprint design, standing as an immovable consistent signature regardless of what is currently displaying on the external timeline line. Stop treating your intent like a casual suggestion to be dropped the moment the environment doesn't immediately respond. Be the persistent terminal that applies a continuous unyielding voltage until you rewrite the matrix parameters beyond.
The signal is continuous.
The resistance is broken.
Maintain the transmission.
The gate is open.
The equation
Is executed.